This is So Drum 86 bringing you another video. Now, from time to time, I do talk about other things on this channel, not just wrestling related. And today is one of those videos. I wanted to get this video up sooner, but we're going to talk about the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection and how excited I am about that. And I'm going to also talk about something else in this video. Hopefully, this video isn't too long. It shouldn't be. But before we start, let's just get in the car and talk about this real quick. Now, I've been wanting them to do um, some sort of like Mortal Kombat 1 remake for a long time. As a matter of fact, I found out not too long ago that was the plan. Ed Boon had been wanting to remaster the first like three Mortal Kombat games, like the first two or three, which was really exciting to hear about. There was actually a guy on YouTube who did his own like he actually made the graphics look better. Like you can look up videos of like remastered Mortal Kombat 1 or 2. It was just some guy that did it. I don't know if he used like the Unreal Engine, but the game looked the same, just better graphics. Like it looked like, the models and everything looked the same. Everything just popped, the color. It was awesome. Now, this isn't a remake. These are pretty much a collection of you get to play the arcade versions of the first Mortal Kombat games, the home console versions, the Game Boy, like a bunch of different versions of these games. Now, my excitement comes from me wanting to play the arcade version of Mortal Kombat again. I didn't get the arcade one-up machine because let's be honest, I don't have the room for it. I wanted it so bad. Even my wife was like, we do not have the room. I was like, I could put it in the studio room and all this. Don't have the room for it. Even though those arcade, they're not as big as an actual arcade, we still just didn't have the room for it. So I passed on it. But just for like the nostalgia of it and just me remembering playing that game as a kid in the arcade and at home, but just loving to play Mortal Kombat in the arcade because arcade always looked better than the home versions. You know what I mean? And I think the Super Nintendo version looked good. The Sega Genesis version of Mortal Kombat games never looked as good as the Nintendo versions. But I just always loved playing that game at the arcade. I have so many memories of that, man. Going to like friends' birthday parties in school that was at Chuck E. Cheese, and Chuck E. Cheese would have Mortal Kombat 1 and 2, and I would always play. My dad always gave me, always got money to play them. He always gave me money to get quarters and everything like that. My mom was the one that was against me playing Mortal Kombat, so I'm glad my dad was always cool with it. But I just I have some of the best memories playing that game. It's always been my favorite fighting franchise. Now lately, the newer Mortal Kombat games, some of them I like, some of them are like hit or miss, like Mortal Kombat 1. Not the original Mortal Kombat 1, but what should technically be Mortal Kombat 12. That version, I don't like as much because I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat. Like I bought it, I enjoyed myself for a little bit of playing that game. But as I've said in videos before, Tekken 8 kind of took the crown with fighting games this year. By far, it was my favorite fighting game. Just if speaking for myself, Street Fighter I thought was really good too. Mortal Kombat was kind of like at the bottom of that, which was interesting because that's my favorite franchise. And normally in my eyes, Mortal Kombat can do no wrong. But this time it just wasn't the same. I'll say that it just was not the same. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, man, I'm very excited about it because, finally this is happening. Now the release is going to be this year. They just don't have a date yet for the release. I'm hoping it's really soon because I'm excited to play. I even have an arcade stick. I bought the arcade stick after playing Tekken because Tekken was a game that it still feels like the original Tekken, but just updated. And I think that's part of like why Tekken 8 was so good is because it feels like you're playing Tekken, but you can also sense and feel that you're playing an updated version of Tekken. So everything that you love about Tekken is in Tekken 8, but that much more. And when I was playing Tekken, it reminded me of playing at the arcade. So I was like, you know what, man, let me get a cheap arcade stick, which I did. I found a really good cheap arcade fighting stick on Amazon, PlayStation 5 one. And because I didn't want to pay like crazy amounts of money, man. I want to say this arcade stick was probably $50, if that. But it works. It works well. It does the job. The buttons, everything feels nice. So I cannot play. I cannot wait to play the original Mortal Kombat games, specifically 1, 2, and 3. 4 was cool, but specifically 1, 2, and 3. To play those with an arcade stick because I don't have the arcade 1-up machine. But I will say this: whenever I would go to Best Buy, they have it on display, and I played it every time. I would play Mortal Kombat 1 or 2 was the ones that they would always have available to play. I think you could play even 3 on those arcade 1-ups, but at Best Buy, they would either have it on 1 or 2. And I was cool with that. I never like switched the settings to play like another one. But I'm excited, man. Like this. I've been waiting for something like this, man. So even though it's not like a remaster and they're just pretty much re-releasing it and it's a collection, that's good enough for me because like I said, I just want to be able to play the arcade versions at home and not have to buy an arcade. That just set it over the top for me. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about in this video though, right, is another game that is near and dear to my heart that I talk about on this channel as well when I talk gaming and other games and stuff is NBA Jam. Man, let me tell you, NBA Jam, outside of like the simulation basketball games that I've played growing up, NBA Jam is one of, if I can almost say it is my favorite basketball game. Even though I was loving NBA 2K, NBA Jam, you guys, and I know a lot of you guys know about it. Because you guys are around my age, you know what I mean? Like NBA Jam, you, I mean, am I wrong? Like just write in the comment section, man. If you didn't feel the same, I absolutely loved NBA Jam. I think the toughest thing about NBA Jam was the fact that at the arcade, you had to put in quarters after every quarter. So like if you put in 2 quarters, you only played the first quarter. You had to put in more quarters to continue playing. That was kind of hard for me to get my dad to. He would do it sometimes, but we would have to go or something like that. But yeah, like you couldn't just like play and. But I will say this though about NBA Jam. The thing that was nice was the quarters in NBA Jam, though they're only like 2 or 3 minutes, they last a long time because the clock always stops. And so when you play a quarter in NBA Jam, it actually feels like you're playing for a long time. If that makes any sense, it's because they kept stopping the clock. Because I'll play NBA Jam Tournament Edition on my PlayStation 1 sometimes, and when I'm playing a game, I remember like how slow the quarters went, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean? But that's the next game I want them to do this with. Now, they did do a remake of NBA Jam back in like 2010, which was actually good. It stayed true to what NBA Jam was. I still to this day think that remake of NBA Jam is better than any NBA Jam type game that they've ever come out with since then. Because 2K Playgrounds or whatever is not touching that at all. So I actually dug the remake of NBA Jam. I thought they really they stayed true to what made NBA Jam special to begin with. I thought it was a great remake to that game. Which that's another game that I own for my PlayStation 3. But yeah, man, I for me, NBA Jam is one of those games that I would love to see remastered. Or not even just remaster. Well, yeah, I would love to see it remastered, but just do something like this where you're releasing the game on console, like the arcade version, and do the home versions and all of that type of stuff. Because they got an arcade 1-up machine too, which was another one that I wanted to get. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of shocked that they haven't done this like at all yet. Now, I heard that Xbox has the rights to NBA Jam, and maybe that's what holds everything up. I could be wrong, but the last I heard was that Microsoft actually has the right. I don't know how that happened because the last NBA Jam game that came out was for like all the consoles, but apparently they have the rights to the game. Something like that. I could be wrong, but that's what I would love. So it's like they're coming out with this Mortal Kombat one. I would absolutely love for them to do an NBA Jam one. Like seriously, like that would just, dude, that would be everything, man. Because NBA Jam was another one of those games where unless you played it on the PlayStation 1 or the Sega Saturn, you didn't get the good graphics like they were at the arcade. So it was like the arcade, Sega Saturn, PlayStation 1, they had the actual arcade graphics, those home consoles. And even though I enjoyed playing it on the Super Nintendo and on the Sega Genesis, because you know when you're a kid, you don't really care that much about like the graphics. You just cared about like the fun. So even though the games didn't look as good as they looked, I still played NBA Jam damn near every day on my Sega Genesis with no problem. Didn't matter that it didn't look like what it looked like at the arcade. But I'm just saying, if they were to, if they felt to, like the need to, right? If they wanted to, please do the same thing with NBA Jam that you're doing with it with Mortal Kombat. Please, please, please do. Find some way to bring that iconic game back. I mean, why not? You know what I mean? Like NBA Jam is an iconic game. You know what I mean? Like it is a classic, right? It is literally the definition of a classic. It is one of, if not the highest, I shouldn't say selling. It made the most money as an arcade, and I still don't think to this day no arcade has ever made more money than NBA Jam. When I watched that documentary back when it was like the 25th anniversary, I remember them saying that it's made, I mean, even over Mortal Kombat, which is a big deal because Mortal Kombat made a lot of money at the arcade. But NBA Jam, now again, there's another reason to that because you had to put in quarters after every quarter of the game that you were playing. But still, a game as iconic as NBA Jam. We don't need pretenders. We don't need games to come out and try to pay respect to NBA Jam. No, we need NBA Jam, whether that's a new one or bringing out the arcade version, but putting it on PS5 and Nintendo Switch 2 and Xbox Series X, right? That's what I want next. You give us the Mortal Kombat, you got to give us the NBA Jam. I would be such a happy camper. You have no idea. Like, no idea. But that's what I wanted to say in this video, guys, man. I just had to, I had to talk about it, man. I couldn't go without talking about it on this channel, and see what you guys feel about it. I know for me, I'm excited, man, because again, I got the arcade stick. I'm ready. And yeah, this is something that I seriously have been waiting for, man, especially because I haven't loved a lot of the newer Mortal Kombat games. Like my favorite Mortal Kombat games are literally 1, 2, 3 and trilogy. Like, and I guess you can throw in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, but like, those are my favorite Mortal Kombat games, man. I like the look of it. You know what I mean? I miss the look where they would use the real actors, and just kind of like, you know, you were controlling, like literally you were controlling like real people. Like if you look at the behind the scenes and everything, you see everybody in their costumes. Like I miss all of that. I miss the simplistic game controls, even though I like the combos and stringing combos together. I miss the simplistic game controls of the original Mortal Kombat game. I just do. But that's just me, man. You guys let me know what you feel in the comment section. I know this is a little bit different switch for a lot of you. You know what I mean? No wrestling talking this. This is just nostalgia, great classic games that I loved growing up, man. And yeah, so I'm definitely ready for that Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, man. So it is what it is. You guys let me know what you feel in the comment section. I appreciate you guys as always. It's your boy Soul Drum 86, and I'm out. Peace.